Hey, early good morning, guys. Yeah, it's early, so I kind of slept a little bit when I got back home from work, and yeah, it kind of helped out, so that's why I'm up right now. But as you can see, this is a small, mostly Blu-ray DVD update, and as you can see, it says mostly in parentheses next to Blu-ray. Because there's only one DVD in here, so that's really about it. Most of it is Blu-ray, and like I say, it's small due to the fact that it's nothing really massive yet. So hold on for a sec. Yeah. Again, um, like I said, it's small and everything. Mostly Blu-ray and just one DVD. Of course, most of what you're going to see are the combo sets as well. Basically, where you get a Blu-ray and DVD. So I guess you want to count the DVDs that come with the Blu-rays. You can count that as well. Anyway, this is a small, mostly Blu-ray slash DVD update. So speaking of DVDs, we'll get this one out of the way right now. It's one that I did show you. It was a small. It was actually two videos that I did. A Disney Blu-ray DVD update and a small, a Disney. Basically, I did two of them. One was a 7-minute 3-second video of a Disney DVD Blu-ray update, and then the other before that was a minute and 14 update of a non-Blu-ray DVD update. So that's basically what I did there. And the non one that I got um, is another addition to the WWE documentaries collection. This is one that I think a lot of fans were hoping to get. Now we always now we've been getting a lot of behind the scenes stories of this and that and how this happened and how that happened from non WWE documentary shoot interviews involving this guy. But finally, the WWE, because they have the footage they need, they have the pictures, they have the footage, finally was able to get this documentary out. And I'm kind of surprised that they did because, when Hogan came back a couple years ago, back around 2014, I think it was, yeah, 2014, something like that. Um, I didn't know if this guy was going to come back with him because I think he was still sort of part of TNA for a while, but then I think after that he was let go. And of course, who I'm talking about is someone again, pretty much a lot of us, either we like this person or we don't. We're hoping they would do some kind of documentary on, kind of get some more info on. And that person is Eric Bischoff. And the 3-disc set, or maybe 2-disc Blu-ray set, depending on which version you get, is called Eric Bischoff Sports Entertainment's Most Controversial Figure. Now, Eric Bischoff is not the only person to get a documentary, of course, that was basically the owner or basically the face of a company, the figurehead of a company. Paul Heyman also got one, so you should check that one out too. And what I like about this is it definitely goes through his entire history. It starts with the controversies and stuff. And I like the fact that the one thing I like about the 3-disc sets is they give you a lot of photos to work with based around what this guy did. So, based around whoever they're talking about did, and the disc art works pretty well. Like the first one represents his, transition. It's just like Vince McMahon. He was basically, from starting from the bottom and then being, basically the figurehead, and then, like I said, being like a Vince McMahon, where yeah, he ran things, but he also was just the announcer. So, and then as you can see there, it's got more right here. Like this is doing his NWO run, and then here's doing his WWE run. It's really nice artwork, and I like the style of the 3D sets. And I've been getting these for a long time. I mean, I bought some 3-disc sets when I was in 2-disc sets when I was in Kansas. So I'm happy to finally get a lot of these going again. But this one is definitely one you should pick up, and it's got a lot of good bonus features. It's got basically some of the bonus features. Some of the bonus features that are included are from the WWE Network. You have his top 10 most controversial moments, his interview with JBL, and it has the trial of Eric Bischoff storyline that they did in 2005 on December 5th on Monday Night Raw. So definitely worth getting if you're a wrestling fan, or if you've heard about this guy wondering why some people like or dislike him, definitely check it out. But that's the only DVD in the collection. Now we move on to the Blu-rays. Now this one was recently picked up by my mom. Um, as you probably saw in a previous update, if I did show it, we got the movie Risen. And ironically, this movie came out this year as well, but I didn't buy it for her. She bought it herself. And it is The Young Messiah. And The Young Messiah is basically tells the story of a year in the boyhood of Jesus. So it's pretty cool. It's distributed by Universal, which is a surprise. I don't see any. Well, it's got uphe.com, so I think that's Focus Features. So that's pretty good, and it's got Faith and Friendly seal of approval. So, but yeah, it's got a slipcase, and whether you're religious or you're not, I would definitely suggest picking this up. It says a spectacular movie for the whole family, even though it's PG-13. So, but yeah, definitely worth getting. And like I said, I wasn't the one that picked this up this time. My mom did, and so yeah. But she added this to the collection, and that is the Young Messiah. All right, sorry about that. I had to take some of the movies, put them back. Continuing on though, we're now going to look at the Blu-rays, and most of them are going to be Disney related. But the first one that's not Disney related, like I said, I showed this in my minute and 14-second video of non-Disney DVD Blu-ray update. We have Ghost in the Shell, the new movie. And so this is the Ghost in the Shell, the new movie. It says, according to Kotaku, it is a solid addition to the franchise. So, let's see. So yeah, it's basically sort of a follow-up to, I'm guessing, not just the original, but the Ghost in the Shell 2 and Solid State Society. But this is Ghost in the Shell, the new movie, nicely laminated, not laminated, but nicely smoothed out. A little bit of embossing, I guess you could say, behind. Well, not real embossing, but it's really, layered there, shiny, if you will, nice shiny, metallicness there, slipcover, and as you can see, it's got a digital code. It's got a 14-day all-access free trial to Funimation streaming service. So, But here we have the DVD, and here we have the Blu-ray. So, pretty cool. And then in the back, you have some, I guess you could say, some artwork, which I guess is pretty cool. if it lets me lift the Blu-ray up. You get some artwork, which I think, oh, that's really nice. You can kind of see it right there. It's got some nice artwork. That's pretty cool right there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to probably checking out the live action film, because I know, with the fact that you have some Japanese people that are actually okay with Scarlett Johansson being the major in this film. I think it'll be fine. I mean, I understand, if you're a purist of anime and a purist of hardcoreness, you want it to be true as much as it can be, and I think you're going to get your wish with Full Metal Alchemist in their movie. So, Ghost in the Shell, though, if you haven't gotten this yet, definitely add it to your collection. Now we're going to get to the Disney ones, and first up, these recently came through Amazon. I've been having them in my queue for a while, and I've been thinking, should I get them? Should I not? I just said, you know what? What the heck? Might as well get them now, because I'm probably never going to get them. We have the 2-movie collection of Mulan, the 15th anniversary edition, and Mulan 2. Now, it's a 3-disc set, and basically what that means is on the Blu-ray, and this is for anybody that doesn't know this. On the Blu-ray, you get both Mulan, the original movie, the first movie, and you get its direct-to-video sequel, Mulan 2. You get both movies on one Blu-ray. Basically, Disney taking advantage of the capacity that a Blu-ray can hold. Now, on the other hand, you do get, as far as the DVDs go, you just get one DVD each. You get one for the sequel, and then underneath you get one for the movie. So yeah, you get, as far as the Blu-ray goes, you get one Blu-ray containing both movies, and DVD-wise, each gets their own DVD. Again, taking advantage of the capacity that Blu-ray has. So yeah, you get Mulan and Mulan 2 in one package, in this case one Blu-ray. But got this recently, added it to the collection. Really happy to have it. And the other one I got, and I was also contemplating on this one, we have The Princess and the Frog. This, of course, is a 2-disc combo, which is only Blu-ray and DVD. We haven't gotten no sequel to Princess and the Frog yet, which I think which I think a lot of people are thankful for. But like I said, which I think a lot of people are thankful for, but I wouldn't put past Disney down the line to probably think about doing one if they ever did. So here you have the DVD, and here you have the Blu-ray. So it's pretty nice. And yeah. And I don't know if Disney's ever going to go 2D again, but if they do, they should at least try giving it one more shot with a certain. They should choose a certain title that they could try one more shot at this. So, but definitely have it have Princess and the Frog in the collection. Next up, these two were recently released on DVD and Blu-ray. As a matter of fact, this one was re-released on DVD and Blu-ray, but given a digital HD release as well. It was released just in time for its sequel that came out this past week, which broke box office records for the weekend. Of course, the movie I'm talking about that sequel broke box office records this weekend is Finding Nemo. Yeah, Finding Nemo. Has been re-released on the Blu-ray, and I think released digitally on digital HD for the first time. And the sequel I'm talking about, of course, is Finding Dora. really nice to have this. I mean, I was always thinking about getting Nemo, but the thing was, I didn't know if it was going to cost anything, and obviously they re-released it along with some others. Um, so we have a bonus feature. So we have a bonus disc, which is all Blu-ray. This is basically bonus features on the Blu-ray, and we have the movie, and of course we have the code for the film as well to be watched digitally wherever you want to go. So really nice to have that in the collection, finally. Um, so yeah, definitely really nice. And I might go see Finding Dory someday. We don't know. Maybe I'll just wait for it to come out. But really nice to have Finding Nemo. And then last but not least, probably the biggest one out of them. Probably the biggest one out of the whole Disney bunch. This is one that I wanted to see in theaters. I was contemplating. I was even planning to go one time. I was planning one day I had off a couple months ago to go to Turlock and watch the movie in theaters. Unfortunately, I don't know what the start schedule is, so I don't know if I had to be there early or not. I don't know. Bus schedules are really confusing. I was able to get several HD cam versions thanks to people. And then finally, and then before it came out, thanks to someone, I guess living in China or someone getting access to it, was able to get, I guess you could say, a Chinese screener. Basically, it's the same movie that I have in my hand. The only difference, I think, is the male newscaster's animal ethic. In this case, the animal ethic is a panda, and in the North American version, it's a moose. And of course, the movie I'm talking about that is probably the biggest out of them all, especially Disney-wise, is Zootopia. Yep, finally got Zootopia. And let me see what my running time is here on here. Okay. So, long story short, when Zootopia came out, it came out a week basically that I don't get paid. And I wanted to get it, and I had the money, but I knew if I got it, I'd be low on funds, and especially that week being the week my mom was getting off work for the summer. I didn't want her to wonder, okay, where did the money go? Where did this go? Where did that go? So, I mean, not that she probably wouldn't have minded, but I decided, you know what? I'm not going to let that happen. So I decided, best I could, I was going to hide several copies of this all over my store. Yeah, be truthful, I did. I even did the traditional. I did the traditional take the movie, hide it behind another movie that has a similar kind of like slipcover design, so that it's in the back and you end up getting it. That didn't work. That didn't work because they were doing some rotating and stuff, and they moved some of the movies that I hid it behind around, and they were able to find it and put it in its regular display area. Another way I did this as well is we have going towards the men's section, the men's clothing section. We have like on one end going towards it from the electronics and pet food area, going towards the front. As you go past the men's clothing area, we have like these boxes with open boxes with socks in them, not loose socks, but packages of socks that you could buy. And I basically took one of the copies that had been released that week. This was during the release week, and I hid it behind the movie. I hid it behind those areas. Now, I don't think it got damaged or anything, and that's what this copy is. This is that copy. I don't think it got damaged, but I hid it behind those areas, so I know it would be there. My worry was, okay, we have a night crew and everything, and people always cleaning stuff up. I was worried that someone might clean up, find it, put it back in electronics, and they would put it back in its display. Thank God that didn't happen. But just in case, I also hid another copy behind a little cardboard display. Again, just like with the socks thing, it was kind of open cardboard with yarn and all that, or something like that, in the fabrics and crafts area. which is on like the left side. I'd I like here's electronics, here's fabrics, the left side of fabrics and crafts, kind of like the back end. So I put one copy behind there, and I kept. And here's the thing: I would keep checking, making sure they were there, and they were, and they were in the hiding areas. I even hid some under some of the clothing displays, like those little metal tray things. Like this is one of those metal trays in the store that holds up, um, the little the metallic displays to where like T-shirt designs and everything are, for people to buy. T-shirts and stuff to buy with designs of characters and franchise and all that. So I basically hid it like right underneath one of those. So I don't know if that one's still there. I don't think it is. I even hid one under the DVD and the display of all the recently released and current DVD and Blu-ray releases. That didn't work. And then finally, I realized something. One day I noticed, well, because we were doing what was known as a white glove for a while, and I don't know if it's just I remembered or something, but I looked at one of our main DVD Blu-ray displays, which is in our main action alley, which customers go through. It's right there where the registers are. So after they're done, they'll go through the main action alley to the registers. So we have one display area for a lot of the newer DVD and Blu-ray releases, as well as some discounted releases, discounted Blu-rays and DVDs that obviously we have a lot of inventory of. Although we recently just got on in inventory that we have to get rid of. So we have them right there. Now on top of this display is a cardboard. It's cardboard which you lift up and you put a lot of the banners, advertised banners that you would use to advertise some of the stuff that you've released. You put it underneath there if you're not using it anymore or something like that. So I recalled one time doing the white glove challenge that I lifted that thing up and I looked at it and I thought, you know what? That'd be the perfect hiding space. And thankfully, by some miraculous miracle, I opened it up, took not one, but 2 copies of Zootopia, 1 copy of Finding Nemo, and I basically lifted that cardboard roof up on that DVD Blu-ray display in the Action Alley and stuck those those movies, those copies of Zootopia and Nemo underneath there, and then put the cardboard top back down. And what I would keep doing for the rest of that week is I would keep going up to it, looking inside, looking through the little holes that they have on the top, because we have like these little holes that allow us to lift up the cardboard, right? So I would look inside and they would still be there. So I kept checking and checking. And when I finally got paid, I said, okay, because that was going to be my main area to go to get the movie. So I went to that area, but unfortunately, our regional manager was coming in to do an inspection, a walkthrough, if you will, a visit. So one of our assistant managers, who has the same name I do, and he's been there for at least, I think, several months now, 4, 6 months, he was standing right in that area, and I was thinking, oh, great, this really hurts. This is not going to help. Thankfully, though, we still had copies of Finding Nemo in their display cases. Those magnetic display cases that you have to open up. So we still had copies of that. So that covered me there. But what we didn't have was any Blu-ray Zootopia's out Blu-ray copies of Zootopia out. So I knew that if I went and basically opened that lid up in front of assistant manager Brian, he'd be asking, "What are you doing?" and I'd probably get in trouble. So I decided to walk back to one of the areas that I had it hidden, which was the cardboard with the in the men's clothing area with the socks inside that people, like I said, could pick out and buy. And I looked behind there, and thankfully this was still there. So I picked it up, got it, went and purchased it, and that's the end. And thankfully I've done that because you probably will believe this. There is not a single Blu-ray left of Zootopia in my store. Now, yes, they're probably going to order more. There's no doubt about it. But there's not a single copy left from the initial release. I mean, they even, before the week is out, and usually they wait about a week and a half or a week before they take down the big display that contains all the movies, the DVD and Blu-ray copies. They took that down before the week was out because it sold out. Because they had to use a lot of the copies that were in that display case to replace the copies in the regular DVD Blu-ray stands for the new releases in the electronics area in an action alley. That's how popular this movie has become, to the point that in less than a week of its initial release on home video, if you will, a store had to take its display, its Zootopia Blu-ray DVD display, off the floor. Now, I remember when I lived in Kansas and I worked at Lawrence, Kansas one, they did the same for Dreamgirls, but I was able to get the cardboard display of the Dreamgirls main cast, the main trio, to take home before they destroyed it. Now, there's no way I could do that with Zootopia because my mom would be asking, what the hell are you bringing home? So, but like I showed you before, and I compensated for it. In fact, let me show you. Well, like I said, I kind of compensated for it because I ended up taking this home with me. Yeah, this was on display at Action Alley, and I had agreed to work late one night, and I guess I'd worked towards closing or something. And what happened was, basically they had asked me if I could stay and work. They basically asked me if I could stay and work a few more hours, or at least another additional hour and a half, right? So they asked me if I could stay, and I did. I ended up helping them out. I think I helped them out with a pool or something, or I just helped out, getting customers. I think this may have what I've done. I'm not really sure. But I helped them out initially, and I decided, you know what? They're probably going to take these and throw them out. Might as well grab one and take it home with me. And that's what I did. I grabbed that one from the main Action Alley display, which is, like I say, the regular DVD Blu-ray display for not just Zootopia, but other Blu-ray and DVD releases, or just inventory, or just Blu-ray and DVDs that we have to sell or we're promoting for, like a movie release or something. Like, we had a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff on that display, on one side of that display, to promote the movie Out of the Shadows. So we had a majority of all the seasons. We had the Blu-ray releases of the original movies. So, yeah, we had all that stuff. But anyway, like I said, this was on that display, and when I took it, not even one of the customer host girls, AP girls, whatever you want to call them, said anything about it. Here's why. And I said this before in the video, why I called it my newest addition to my Zootopia collection. We have had kids, and even, I believe, non-kids, teenagers maybe. It's mostly been for kids, but we've had teenagers as well. And sometimes adults come in, and before they leave, they would take the balloon of a display. I mean, I have seen several BB-8 balloons and Star Wars balloons get taken out our store by adults and kids and even teens because they were fans of Star Wars. And sometimes it was just to keep the kids mostly asleep or occupied. so we wouldn't say anything. So I figured, you know what? Okay, fine. Nobody's saying anything. And again, it was late at night. I had basically stayed, helped out when I was asked to. And I figured, you know what? I deserve something. I'm going to take something with me. And I think it was after I purchased this or before I purchased this. No, I think it was after. It was after I purchased this. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to get that because sooner or later they're just going to take them in the back and let the air out and pop them and all that. So I took it, and the story. And again, they didn't. And what's funny is nobody said anything to me the next day. I came in the next day. I think it was early. Nobody said anything to me. Nobody said a word to me. You know why? Because they realized, what are we going to do? You know, it's just a balloon. It doesn't have a barcode. It's just a balloon. It was part of the display that we got to hold all the Blu-ray and DVDs of Zootopia that we had to take down in the before the end of its release week because it was selling out, and we had to use, like I mentioned earlier, all the Blu-rays and DVDs, well, mostly the Blu-ray copies, to fill the void on our regular displays for the new releases and stuff because they were selling out. So again, they didn't. So again, I thank God for this. They didn't say anything. Now they still do have the balloons up there, which is surprising. It's been about 2 weeks now. Yeah, going on. Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks now. They have the Blu-rays. They still have the balloons up there. I mean, it's the 22nd now. The movie was released on home video, home media, whatever you want to call it, on the 5th. So basically 17 days later or 16 days later, they still have them up. So that's kind of a surprise. That like I said, it's kind of a surprise. But yeah, let's see, the 5th, then the 12th. No, wait a minute, 5th. No, it came out the 7th, not the 5th. Not the 5th. What am I talking about? It came out the 7th. So 2 weeks later, it's it's not a surprise. It is a bit of a surprise that they're still up, but I don't expect the balloons to be up for much longer. I would expect before this week's out, if not before the end of the month, they'll be taken down and probably popped. Which is why I took that one. Which is why I don't think they say anything, because what are you really going to do? Are you just going to, just? Well, it's like, what are we really going to do with it? All we're going to do is just pop it. You know what I'm saying? So. Again, nobody really said anything, and I don't think they really mind because, like I said, the one thing is it doesn't have a barcode. There is no barcode. So, again, no one said anything, and, I'm just glad to have it. So, but anyway, that's all I'm going to say for my DVD Blu-ray update today. I know it was a small one, mostly Blu-ray DVD. I was hoping it was going to be short, but obviously for just a few Blu-rays and DVDs, it became a lot longer, and it went longer than I thought, about a half hour or so. So I do apologize for that. A little over a half hour, so I do apologize for that. But that's really all I'm going to say, folks, on this. Let me know what you think down below. Comment if you like. And I am out. God bless. Take care.